commitment. It's like you're 34 years old and it's a double day, first day of training camp at 6 a.m. You were doing a Mercy climber class. He's always trying to be better. Playing with a player like that, it's crazy. Yeah, I will fight back. So.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something.
Where's the third, nigga? Where's the third?
Oh shit.
I'm putting it on the table. Thud.
2-0, baby. 2-0. Let's go.
One win by 36, the other one by 41.
Oh shit.
Shit.
This is funny, man. This is funny stuff. This is funny stuff. Lori got locked the fuck up, dog.
Man,
He got locked the fuck up tonight.
foot up the ass, man.
he
Toes for
got
teeth.
Under 90 points?
he got locked the fuck up, G Money.
Two
Word.
quarters under 20 points?
Oh my
Oh
god, he
my
got locked
god.
up.
Steph
Shout
and
out.
Draymond. Hey,
This one was especially a fuck you to Danny Ainge, by the way.
hey,
Shout out Buddy Hield.
I
Shout out
love when
Buddy Hield, the best shooter in the league tonight.
yes, sir.
By far.
I love when Steph and Draymond can play cheerleader in the fourth quarter, bro. I love that.
So what I do um during games like that, so when Steph Curry comes out and he sits in the fourth quarter, I have this thing that I do that I I commemorate where I throw up a tweet and I count the number of times that Steph Curry sat in the fourth quarter. I do it all the time. Anytime it happens, I do it. So I want y'all to do me a favor. I'm going to throw that tweet in the Jumbotron and I am going to every time that happens, I'm going to tweet it out and I'm going to just reply to that same thread. So that thread that you see me just reply to, it's in the Jumbotron. So that's 2 games in a row that Steph Curry has sat the third quarter. And the reason I do that is because that is what I call, ladies and gentlemen, an indicator. Um, Let me say this about Laurie Marketing. Before in our post game, I said I hope they put a boot in his ass and they lose the boot on the way out. You're going to
He
need an
shot
Toes
ER
3 of
for
doctor,
teeth.
15, by the way.
bro.
Toes for teeth.
You are going to need an ER doctor to haul that shit out. That's unfortunate. That
Bro, they
is,
put pods
It's
on
very
him, man.
unfortunate for those
bro. They
people
put hands on him, bro.
from your organization for not trading the picks.
Hold on,
Dude,
Shadow.
Corey scores
Shadow.
35 in the last game, they go trade the picks.
Yes, sir.
You know that Pods outscored Laurie Marketing tonight.
Nasty word.
He was, he
I
was
knew that was gonna
defending
happen.
him, too. He was defending him,
I
too.
knew.
Not
I knew.
Sideshow Bob. Not Sideshow Bob. No way.
Yo, bro.
Look at the tweet I put in the Jumbotron, by the way. The numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Shit
Oh
crazy.
my god.
Every Warrior who was on Laurie tonight was locking his shit up,
Oh
bro.
my god, unbelievable, bro. Unfucking
Every
believable.
Warrior.
I'm disappointed in fucking Finish Garnett tonight. I
What?
am disappointed in
Finish
Finish
Garnett,
Garnett tonight
wow.
Come
because
on,
this
man. You got to
dude,
come out better than that, man.
bro,
Finish
look,
Garnett.
Wiggins fucked him up.
Bro,
Pause
it was
off of
92.
Pod's high block fucked him up. Catch it on the free throw line. Couldn't put the ball on the floor. Couldn't even get it over him.
Hey,
Look,
y'all. By the way,
the dude's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I did want him, but you go out there. Look, the situation that he was in the offseason, you go out there tonight against a team that basically at the end of the day said we weren't willing to put all the chips on the table for you. We wanted you, but we weren't willing to go all in. Not all chips. 40%, 50% of the chips we're willing to put on the table. You want to go beat that ass. Any guy they put in front of you, want to show him why.
Facts.
And that kid tonight looked like he was a fucking deer in the headlights.
It was
softer than
92.
cottontail.
On the
That's what the
It
fuck
was
perimeter,
he
on the
was.
92
high post,
Olympic
didn't
Tony
matter. Off the
Kukoc.
ball, on the ball, didn't matter where he was catching it. He was shell shocked.
Hey,
He
by the
wasn't
way,
ready
y'all.
for it.
By the way,
Rebound Wiggins is back.
Oh my
Bro,
Y'all see
he
how
was
god.
many
looking,
fucking rebounds he
bro.
had
I
No,
don't
no,
tonight?
want
no,
to
no, no.
say
Hold on.
anything. I'll
Not
let Shadow talk
we
about
won't
Wiggins,
even
man, because he's
we
been talking about it for fucking the past year, bro. This past summer, every day
rebound
he was
Wiggins.
saying he's back. Y'all
Rebound
better take
Wiggins is one
notice.
thing. Rebound Wiggins is one thing. But when you have 10 boards at the half, 5
Let's
offensive
go.
rebounds, and you're POA on Clarkson and Sexton every single possession,
Come on, man.
every single Colin Sexton is going to get a DN. Mark it, book it right now. Next time we play the Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton's DNP.
Bro, he's
He's
getting
either
like
excuse me, not DNP, my fault. He's gonna be out. Illness, soreness. He's out. He's
Jay
calling
Z
out.
said it's gonna
Wiggins,
be
illness.
He's
AWOL. That's
he's a
Literal
crazy.
PTO
illness.
boy. Next,
people
book
see
it.
people see
That
Wiggins
dude,
and they
bro.
get sick, brother. I
The
see it.
the clamps that he was putting on Sexton tonight, bro. He almost fucking got him
Bro, he
waived.
strapped
Yes,
in the seatbelt
sir.
and said, "Buckle up, I'm putting you in your fucking car seat. Let's go for a ride, bitch."
That was insane, bro. Wiggins, I projected. It's there. It's on paper. You can go look at it. I projected first or second team all defense for Wiggs. We're on the trajectory.
Ooh, that's a good
And
prediction, AK. That's
and
a good
can I
prediction.
just like what makes this feel better for me?
Yeah, this was a game, man. We did the Thug Easy,
What make
and people are filing in. Guys, retweet the spaces. We need more people in here, man.
We told y'all.
Yo,
Urkel and Shadow said, "Pick a side."
that's
Too
true.
late now. Stay
I
over
want
there.
to I want to say something. Good teams go in and take care of business, and we've done that twice so far this year. 2-0,
I'm gonna
30
I'm
point
I'm
blowouts.
gonna be honest. Like I've seen contender teams, championship teams, bro. 36-41 is diabolical, bro. I don't care who we're playing. We could have been playing the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark at point guard. This shit doesn't. Shit is
Dude,
crazy.
Steph
36-41 on the
There's,
NBA team,
bro,
bro.
there
Steph's
ain't
not even
nothing.
shooting. He's not even shooting. He's 7 for
There's
20.
nothing they can
There's
say. Our
not much
defense
left
is
we can
just
do, bro. Hey,
I think
crazy.
he
Shadow, if
was
they don't
4 and
That's
believe,
what
13 today.
that's what I'm saying.
Shadow,
We mollywopping
And
people
right
for
now,
fun.
AK, can you check our defensive rating? Like right now, between the two
Hold
games?
on, let's look.
top
Yeah,
of the
one
league.
Buddy
It's
second.
knows
got
the
to it's got to be
piano
number
I'm
1.
not gonna lie, bro.
I got it.
Top of the
That
league,
that
bro.
that
If
had
you
me a
don't
little
believe
hard.
at this point, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Well, they're
Bro,
winning
like
games
I
by
said, oh,
40
we need to see
points.
better teams. Bro, better teams ain't doing this. To the same teams we face, they're not doing
Well,
doing
they're
that.
averaging 39-point win. 39-point win in the 2 wins. They're locking people up
We are the number
and
2
they're running
defense in
them
the
running them
NBA.
out of the gym.
But the team that has the number 1 defense in the NBA, well, actually, never mind. Take that back. Hasn't updated yet. Because we had a 96 defense. OKC had an 80. It hasn't updated. But we will have it by the time OKC is done with their second game. We'll have a number 1 defense in the league.
Oh, by the way,
And
100%.
for people that saying that
While
the
having the number
Blazers
one
are a
offense in the
bad
league.
team, by the way, the Blazers are actually beating the Pelicans right now. They're a bad team, though, right?
And the
No,
Pelicans
I
have
mean,
because
Zion tonight.
the Pelicans is a bad team too. So
the and I can assure you, midway All Star before All Star break, we're gonna hear that Buddy is too. Steph has too much help,
Too
and
much
Buddy
help.
is
Too
just a
much
good
help. Too much
player.
help.
But don't
Snowball is this
fall
and
into the
that.
bad teams trap. It's not about bad teams. First of all, on
no,
opening night, there's no bad teams in the NBA.
you're right. You're
Because
right, Glow.
everybody's
You're
coming off
right,
the
Glow.
off season. They're gassed. They're ready to go. They're fresh. They're strapped up. They got the
I
assignments.
mean, the
They've had
Pistons were
they've
in a
had weeks to look at
dogfight
the
with the
film. They're ready to
Pacers.
go. They know exactly what's coming night 1. So that's opening night. The second thing is it's about following the formula and it's about indicators. First game plus 15 on the glass. You know what we were on the glass tonight? Exactly plus 15. The number 1 stat when you look at this team, you see what they're doing defensively. It's not even in the fucking half court because we can talk about sending 2 at the perimeter and the way and the quickness in which they're gapping and recovering is absurd. But don't even look at the half court. The key thing I'm looking at, I'm like, and it tells you what these guys are doing. This was the worst. In my eyes, I don't care what the number said. If we were third worst in the league, we were third worst in the league last year in transition. This was the worst transition team in the league defensively last year. It was us. In the
Hey,
first two games, Erg, we've given up 5 points in the first game in transition, 0 tonight, 13-0 transition points tonight. Not a fucking point in transition tonight against the Jazz.
For
AK.
fun.
Bro,
Can
I'm
we
telling.
talk
I tried to
about?
try to tell people we're leaning defense, and our defense is gonna tell the story. All this offense and second option and all that shit is cute in theory. We saw the second option tonight. right?
Can we
And he was a minus 17. Wiggins was a plus
Yes,
17.
Sirski.
can we talk about Shaq on our team, or playmaking Shaq that's on our team? When TJD is out there, bro, that brother cleans that shit up. I don't care
Bro,
who's
this
out there with
bro,
him, by the
TJD
way.
is literally the new Daniel Gafford.
Hold
He
on,
has yet
hold
to
on,
miss
hold
a
on, hold
shot
on, hold
I
all
on,
don't. I
season.
don't.
No,
hold on,
ISO
hold
to
on, hold
Jim.
on, hold on.
ISO
Jim
to
Park,
Jim. Yes,
Jim
sir.
Park,
ISO to Jim.
Jim
Yo.
Park.
Jim Cook.
Hold
Let
on, hold
Jim
on, hold on,
cook.
hold up. Jim Park. Remember when we were on playback the other day and Brandon Katz was going at you about Walker Kessler? Walker Kessler played 21 minutes tonight. He was a negative 17. He had 2 points. TJD was 6 of 6, but he had 12 points. No, sorry, he had 12 points, 9 rebounds. He absolutely outplayed Walker Kessler tonight.
Urkel,
Oh
Absolutely
Urkel,
man.
outplayed
The
him tonight.
Bro,
Urkel.
Jim,
goofy,
Walker
the
Kessler
goofy.
gained weight. No wonder he looks slow as fuck. The dude gained weight, man.
Bro,
We're
Urkel.
not worried about
Can
that
you
fucking.
queue up the dreams and nightmares before dreams speaks,
no,
please?
no, no.
Oh, we need to restore the feeling, bro.
It's not special yet, man. Jim, go ahead, man.
I feel you. I
Oh,
feel
it's
you. I feel you.
special. Oh, it's special.
It's always
Name me
special.
somebody else who told me who said that the Warriors going to win 60 plus games this season. Name me one person who agreed with me on that.
Jim.
Do we believe it
Yeah,
yet, or is it, because what I see is like
I think it's there.
doubt still? You know what's funny is I see in my mentions everybody's like, "Oh, they play the Blazers. Oh, they play the Jazz." Hey man,
Don't let him be
hey
coolers, bro.
man, when you win the first 2 games by a combined 77 points, I mean, that's what the cream of the crop teams do. That's what they do. They dominate whatever a team is. Okay, if they're one of the whatever the bottom feeders that you believe that they are, they were at home, by the way. The Jazz were 21-20 at home last season. They're not a bad team at home.
Yeah,
That's a
we've
tough
been
place to
on the
play,
road.
man. And the
That's
Warriors
true.
last season against the Blazers as well, they didn't have an easy time playing against that team. It was
No,
it
we
was
did not. We
those
were
some tough ass
finishing those
games,
games like
and they
down the
won by
wire.
36 freaking points, 41 points tonight. Bro, are you kidding me, man?
By
This
the
is,
way,
oh my God. We are watching like just the most put together. And you know what the crazy thing about this is that their starting lineup is still ass right now. They still need to find a way to figure that out. And they're still
yes.
beating teams by 41, 30, 30 plus, man. This is just the start of it. Oh
Y'all
my
want to
God.
know how
Steph
many
hasn't
Now,
even
bench points
gotten
we've had through
going yet.
2 games?
Jim,
150.
the starting lineup play actually very well in the third quarter. I really think it's a first quarter thing because
150
because
bench
their
points,
starting
y'all.
lineup got like 16 and 2 for like 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Okay. Let me give y'all an indicator because a lot of people in here have been on playback all summer. By the way, playback.tv/space gang. And that's where we do the live watches and I do a little morning thing every morning. So on playback, my friend, I think he's down there listening, my friend Lee, L dot. L dot, me and him made a list and we wrote down like different indicators. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know when these things are happening? Steph Curry shot 7 of 20 tonight, 4-13 from 3, and he had 20 points. He sat the fourth quarter. That's an indicator. That's an indicator. I like I mean, I get it. The second option thing is nice, but when you have like I don't even
How
know how
many
many people they
scorers do they
played
have
tonight.
on the team, bro?
Jim,
How
I
many
don't know.
scorers?
Jim, I don't know. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double figures. No, sorry, 6 in double figures tonight. Moses Moody, I almost left you out. When I tell you that these YNs are so hungry right now, like the veracity in which they went at Lord
YNs is
Marketing tonight.
crazy.
Eric, come on, you wilding with that comment. That's crazy.
They went at Lori Markkinen tonight. Like, so
Oh, and he choked. He choked bad.
here's another indicator. When I say it's going to happen and it happens, that's an indicator. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so fired up before the game because I read something and it just made my hair on fire, bro. And we were talking about Lori Markkinen all summer. You know what I'm saying?
What did
And
you read? What did you read, Urkel?
I'll talk to you about that on the side. I'm not going to even
Oh,
give
okay,
that
okay,
attention.
okay, 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 okay,
Right?
okay.
So I
I
read
think
Yeah.
that shit, bro, and I was like, Lord Marketing, I hope they fucking lock him in jail tonight. And that's literally what they did, man. Literally what they did. So
Hey,
give me
man,
this shit.
he would have had an amazing time if he ended up on the Warriors as well.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The Warriors have shown different ways to be able to win big. And one of them is like, having that secondary scorer next to Steph Curry, like a KD, right? And then the other one is like, well, Iguodala could be your second best scorer in the finals, and you could still win with Steph Curry on your team behind amazing defense. You can win with Andrew Wiggins as your second option in the finals. Just a couple of freaking years ago, man. This is, see, man, this is what I expect when Steph Curry is on your team. You're supposed to build around him, and you're supposed to be fucking great. So when you're playing like garbage like they did last season, that's where you hear me like going insane and screaming, because I know what this team is capable of. And this, it was just such a freaking. You know what's hilarious? Yesterday, man. What's his name on the Nuggets? The Swiper. Yo, day one, game one, this guy's tweeting about Dario Saric, and he's like, "Yo, this is not the right guy for our team. Like, we shouldn't have signed this guy, bro." We dealt with that for 75% of the season last season, man. Think about that.
I agree, Jim. That's the reason why.
Yo, Oracle, can you check out the graphic I just posted in the Jumbotron? That's actually just wild as fuck, bro.
What are you talking about?
No,
Golden State
look at the
becomes
tweet
the
I just
first
posted in
team.
the Jumbotron.
Golden State becomes
Good
the
things,
first
brother.
team in NBA history to win each of its first 2 games by at least 35 points. What?
Another
That is
record.
actually
Another record.
It should be
Ever?
Indicator.
It should be 36.
Indicator.
Indicator, and I'm not talking Atlanta,
Another
Georgia.
record for the most
Indicator,
valuable
and I'm not
franchise.
talking Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not talking about Decatur, Georgia. I'm talking indicator.
Indicator is crazy.
And both games were, outside,
On the road.
basically
On the road, too.
So that's crazy.
Is this the greatest Warriors bench in Warriors franchise history?
Well, that means
Easily.
you're saying is it better than
It's definitely up
2016?
there for
Draymond,
sure.
It's at
Definitely
least equal
the
with
best.
2016.
It's probably better than
It's at
Definitely
least
the
bro.
best in this dynasty.
Moses Moody
Yeah.
is double digits
Yeah.
consistently. Buddy Hield is gonna be
15 to
he's gonna
20.
average 20
Moses Moody
points.
is double
He's probably gonna
digits
average
and
20 points off
Draymond
the bench.
compared this bench to the 15 season when they won the first chip.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I'm like,
Can I be
the
honest?
15 bench comes close.
But this has more. This is better defensively, and they're more potent
Buddy,
scoring.
6th man of the year.
Like, bro, this ain't
Can
normal. I
our
tried to tell you, this ain't normal, man.
Buddy,
our
6th man of the
6 to
year.
This
12
defense that we're seeing
our 6
is not normal,
our 6
man.
to 12
That's
could
not
be
This is
normal.
insane, bro. And Kevon Looney is trying to get a new payday because he had 9 points and 10 rebounds in 13 freaking minutes today. A freaking damn near
Contract year,
double in
Jim.
13 minutes for Kevon Looney. Oh my god.
Our 6 to
Contract
12
year, Jim.
man,
We won the
men
rebounding
can
battle
be
again, Jim.
a 6 seed in the East, by the way. Our 6 to 12 could be a 6 seed in the East. That's how good the team is, bro. This shit is insane.
This is some good stuff, man. Like, we're rebounding well.
Andrew
We're
Wiggins,
playing
13
defense.
rebounds. Holy shit. 23 minutes.
Yeah.
13 rebounds in
Look how
23 minutes.
mad Danny
How many
Ainge
times did the
looks.
Jazz have to miss for him to get 13 rebounds in 23 minutes, man?
He
This is
had 10,
insane.
Jim. He
The
had 10
only
rebounds.
time
He had
he has
10
gotten
rebounds at
13 or
halftime.
more rebounds was in the finals, by the way. The
I'm
only
not
other
even.
time.
I'm not even on the rebounds because I've seen him do it before, bro. The 5 assists. He was playmaking.
It's
He was getting.
Shadow.
He was
It's
going
not
up
even. It's
and
not
making
just the
plays.
rebounds. It's where he's defending, and how, and when he's coming off of
And
the.
POA.
It's
He's doing it
crazy where he's
POA.
getting the glass.
Colin Sexton
Ridiculous.
was in jail
To be
today.
honest,
Colin
So was
Sexton's.
Clarkson.
He's not playing next time we play the Jazz.
10
He's not playing the next
He's
time
going to
we
be
play.
out with the illness or a hamstring strain. He's out.
10 of the week's rebounds came on the first quarter, bro. That was crazy.
The shit he was doing out there. You're gonna say, oh, it's Colin Sexton, oh, it's Jordan Clarkson. You
Those
pick your
dudes are
favorite
fast,
shot creator.
bro.
Doesn't
Those
matter.
dudes are
You pick
hella
your.
fast. They got
I don't
good
care.
first steps.
You go pick your favorite shot creator.
Those guys
and
are
you put him
shitty.
in front of
Wiggins
Wiggins
is
tonight.
chopping his steps on him, bro.
They were shooting 2 for 10. It didn't matter. You go pick your favorite shot creator, put him out there tonight. They were going to be 2 for 10. The way he was there he was there around their crossover before they were. It was a joke.
You can bring Luka Doncic. It wouldn't matter.
All-Star Wiggins. Let's get it going. All-Star
He will
Wiggins.
be an Alcatraz regardless.
Bro, I cannot wait until
Yeah,
we
man.
play
The defense
Celtics,
is just
man.
so impressive.
November 6th.
I just think the offense, and you know what's crazy? We're talking about our offense is bad, and what did we score last game? 140. This one, 127.
Holy Christ, man.
What's our offensive rating right now, AK? Look it up quick.
Oh, they're the best team in the league, period, right now.
Top
Are they
win.
the
Well,
best defensive team in the league this year? Are they? You guys see the potential for them to be the best
Yeah,
team
we
in the
checked.
league?
We checked. OKC has to play their second game because they had 88 the first one, but we know that's not going to
Yeah,
last.
we're number
Our
one in the league,
defensive
Shep.
rating is like
We're
96 right now.
we're number one in offense. We have a small sample size. I get it, but number one in offensive and defensive rating. Number one
Yeah, we're better.
in net rating.
Yeah, I
Wow.
assume the
Okay.
offense will come down a little bit at some point, but the
Yeah,
defense, man, this
Jim,
fucking defense is
Jim,
here to fucking
but
stay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jim, you know why I don't think the offense is going to come down? I think it's going to stay in the 120s. You know why? Because we're not even shooting well. We're not even doing, our guys ain't even scoring the ball like
yeah.
that. All our points are coming off of the defense, and our defense is not
And
going
Buddy
nowhere.
Hield, what the
100%.
fuck?
Guys, Buddy
What
Hield
the
like
fuck,
shooting the
Buddy
ball
Jim,
really
Hield?
Jim,
well.
Jim,
LeBron's
I'm
on
Defense
the
telling
floor
you,
and the
transition.
hey, Jim,
Lakers are
I'm
pulling
telling you right
away.
now, only minutes restriction can stop him from hitting 15 threes, bro. The spacing that he's playing with right now, bro. Come on, man. This dude got a
Yo,
bro.
heater,
this guy's
bro.
a fucking cheat code. Yo, I reserve the word cheat code for very exclusive people. Like, he's been a cheat code. I've never seen, like, this is insane. 27 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. That's a
Jim,
starters numbers in 20 minutes.
Shit.
What?
Jim,
Yo,
Jim,
Jim, I'm glad you didn't say I never seen something like this because we have Pram Clay in 2017
Jim.
with
We're
him.
not talking about Clay because then people are gonna say Clay, Clay, Clay. I'm sick of
That
Oh,
hearing
people are
it.
true,
gonna
true,
get
Yeah,
true.
mad.
We're
My
We're
bad,
talking
not
my
about
saying
Clay.
bad,
I'm
my
that.
talking
bad,
about
okay,
my
We're
Buddy.
bad,
not
my
saying
but
that.
bad.
hold on.
We're talking about
Here's where
Buddy.
I'm going with this, right? Here's where I'm going with this. So, when in playback when we're in playback one morning, I looked at the Buddy Hield thing and I was kind of just scanning through the teams that he played for, and I was just thinking about, because I watch a lot of these games, man. I was thinking about like how those teams play and how they use them, and when Buddy is on the damn court with Steph, I thought what they would have done is that they would have just split their minutes up, but when Buddy is out there with Steph, it's so hard to account for Buddy that he's running around and next thing you know he's wide open and he's just making shots, right? So it's really tough to key in on him because you're keying you're trying to key in on Steph. When bro, Steph has shot terribly the last 2 games and we've won going away, like absolutely going
Eric,
away.
he's 7 of 23 from three.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
not
Like,
even, it's not even just the shooting. Like, this guy is just an all around player, man. He can rebound, he can make plays. Like, he gets out in transition. He's unselfish. Like, you would think, like, oh, he's just looking for his own. No, he's unselfish. He,
It,
like,
it,
looks up and looks for people. And
it's, it, it,
defensively, like, he's there, man.
it's like what Irk be saying. Steph can't have a bad game. You know, it's crazy.
yeah, so Steph tonight 20 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He played 27 minutes tonight. How many minutes has he played the last 2 games? The last
Like,
game, how many minutes did
25,
he play?
27.
What's
I
that?
think he
Bro,
played
like
25.
52?
Dude, Steph, he
52?
only played 25 minutes.
Urkel, stop the presses. Read what's in the Jumbotron. Nah, it's over, bro. Whoever ain't down with this team as a championship team lost their mind, bro. This is fucking over, bro. I've never seen nothing like
150.
this in my
Damn.
life.
Huh?
Do you know how long I've been watching the
That's
NBA,
got to
dog?
be a record.
Damn. That's
Brother,
God damn.
Wait, we were saying that the 12-man bench might not work. I don't know.
We
That
got a
12-man
bench,
I
bench,
don't
bro.
know, bro.
12-man bench might be sauce.
God
Current
damn.
thoughts may be cooking something, bro. I don't know, man.
Bro,
Hey,
we
you
might
gotta
have
admit,
You see those numbers,
you
Jim?
gotta acknowledge when
no.
you gotta acknowledge when you gotta acknowledge. I keep saying Mike Dunleavy Jr. foregone fucking conclusion. He's the GM of the year, but also from that, if they're really gonna win 60 plus games and all this kind of stuff, and they're running these rotations and all this, bro, Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year.
I think we may need to pump the brakes there a little bit because the Celtics do exist and they're probably gonna win like 65 games.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
this
no,
is what
no,
I'm trying to
no,
tell
It's
you.
gonna go
We're
no,
north.
better than the
no,
fucking Celtics.
no, no,
We
no,
won the
no,
This is
title
no.
when
look,
we won
guys.
the title.
Look
Kerr
what
didn't
you're
win Coach of the
seeing.
Year.
Rose,
We're gonna
Rose,
beat
Kerr
them.
didn't
Rose.
win
I'm
Coach
not
of the
trying to hear
Year when
that.
we won the title, dude.
Hold on, Rose. Did you hear how people's talking about this team before? Oh, by
What
the
are
No,
the
way,
they
boys
were
saying?
talking like they were garbage, bro.
the
This
Lakers,
defense is just different, man.
By the way, the Lakers have 30 free throws. The Suns have 11. Just want to
Man, the
point that
Suns
out.
let me
It's
down, man.
gross, bro.
Crazy.
It's gross right now.
Yeah.
I'm watching Reeves fucking throw his head back on everything again,
I'm
bro.
not gonna lie, bro. The defense is so
Oracle,
good that
Oracle,
when they
Oracle.
have 4 guards out there, that shit still clamps up. Even when
Yo, Oracle.
Steve Kerr decides to turn his mind off, we
Nah,
Yo,
still
guys,
look
that
do
good
you
out
that
there.
see? Do you see what's on the jumbotron? About like, I don't think this will be the same team by All-Star break. I don't want to read that shit. That's what I was saying in the playback.
That was
I hope
Danny
they
Green
don't
We
change
saying
not,
that
that
we
shit.
shit.
not, we're
Fuck
not worried
him.
about it. We're not
Nah,
worried
hey,
about it.
Pedro, in the media, they gonna throw stuff out there. You just have to ignore it, bro. Let's just
Media has
enjoy the
the
team
Warriors
we
winning
got.
40 games. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
We not listening to fucking divide, nigga. We're not worried about that shit. It's gonna be the same
Look,
fucking team. It's gonna be the same team that gets 60 wins. It's gonna be the same team that wins a chip. It's gonna be the same team that runs it back next year. I'm not worried about that shit.
I'm just saying one thing, yeah. I really hope nobody in our fan base is really like vouching for like doing a trade mid-season, because I do believe if we lose like 3 or 2 of the rotational players that we have right now, the team is not going to be the same.
No,
And I want
that's
to
I
not
keep
even
don't
it
agree
true.
with
pushing.
that at all.
That's not even true.
I don't agree with
They
that at
absolutely
all.
Which
could
is
be.
crazy, by the way.
That's just my
I
opinion.
think that I don't agree with that at all because you can be 12 deep and it's nice, and I think that we have a lot of depth. But
No,
if you're a
100%.
top
But what I
no
will say,
shadow
guys,
if you're a
Oh, so
top
you
five
guys,
seed in the West, if you're a
are
top five seed in the West, and you have a team that
yeah.
can take an expiring contract and a pick, and you can get a guy off of the bench, and you move, let's say, an expiring contract, depending on how big of a dude you go after, and you move maybe a young player, and you send a pick, and you can get a championship piece before the trade deadline, you have to make that move. That's going to jump you
That's
from the
my
4
point.
seed
On
to
the
the 2
trade
seed.
deadline,
You
who is
have to
the
do that.
championship piece?
There's a lot of guys out there. We're
On
not
the
going
trade
to
deadline,
the
who is
second
that
game of
champ?
the season. We're not firing up the trade machine right now. It's blasphemy. But
Yo,
it to
yo, Shadow.
consolidating the roster and
I
improving
don't
it
want
is
to break
Hold on
always a
one
this
good thing
thing.
to
second.
do.
I don't want to break this thing. I don't
Hold
want to
on one
break this
second.
thing.
Hold up one
That's my
second.
point.
Steve Kerr said that he's sticking with the lineup despite the spacing issues, and he's prioritizing
Good ball.
defense.
Good ball.
That's how
What?
you
Pardon,
supposed to start a
Urkel?
game, bro.
Urkel,
I'm
Urkel, he
not
Urkel,
didn't say
Urkel.
sure.
that, man.
He did.
Urkel,
It's
I
in the
love that.
jumbotron.
No, he
Urkel,
didn't, man. Why would he
Urkel,
be
I
leaning
love
into
Shadow, you got
defense,
to
man?
start the
Wherever
game
you heard
off
that
right,
before?
bro. You got
Bro,
to start the game off right.
Urkel,
Stackhouse actually carried this man CTE.
Urkel.
I'm
I
not
love
sure
that.
what
You know
Stackhouse
CTE
why?
did,
is
but he
crazy.
Because
actually
because
carried,
be-
bro.
because
Uh, the,
although
Stackhouse is a
although the
miracle worker,
offense
man.
although the offense of the first of the starting lineup on the first quarter is not great, we barely mention how great the defense is. We barely mention it. And I feel like what they do is just that they hold up on defense, and then like the opposing starting lineup gets tired, and by the time like the second quarter comes, like the bench unit just like mollywop them. I just feel like it's a good strategy, and I support
Also,
Steve Kerr doing that.
and I know this is a Stackhouse thing too. The amount of minutes that TJD is getting is so nice to see because I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, we probably all knew TJD has a big fucking motor. He can play those games. He can be out there for that time. And the fact that we didn't, oh, he has to sit or something, and let him ride through and play out until it was maybe like 5-6 minutes into the fourth and the game was basically over with. I'm very happy to see that. Just taking him out the game for no fucking reason to put in a small ball lineup.
Yeah. But speaking of Trace, I made a YouTube video about Trace, and I posted it earlier tonight actually. It took me fucking forever to make that shit. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's in the jumbotron. Please do click on that and check that out.
Go support my guy Jim. Go support my guy Jim.
Hear me out. Yeah, give Jim a subscribe on the
Uh,
YouTube channel.
Urkel, what's your opinion on trades in February
In
with this
February,
team that we have right now? Yes, what's your opinion on that?
listen, man, you like
Shaq.
hold on. So y'all know my opinion about bigs, right? Like, I don't think we should be trying to trade for a big, bro. The bigs that we got is fine. The game is going to be played on the perimeter. We need dudes who can operate on the perimeter. We need guys that can. We need centers that can hold up on the perimeter. You see the shit that Boston does. Boston attacks mismatches and they attack mismatches high. They wait for your defense to collapse, and they find the open shooter, right? To counter that, you need guys that can slide their feet on the perimeter. Do you see how these guys are flying around on the perimeter? Right? So we need guys that can create advantages, and we need guys that can play defense, right? Because if Utah was held to 24, 18, 28, and 16 points. In this current NBA, if you hold a team to under 30 points in a quarter, I consider that a good defensive quarter. Just remember that 30 points, because the way that these teams get up and down now, that's what you need to do. And if you can clamp up, and I will say this, I've been watching like a couple of these games, and like the Suns tonight, so far, 23 points in the second, 24 in the third, 17 points in the fourth quarter. If this is the type of NBA that we're going to be in, where you aren't seeing like the crazy shit that we saw last season, I think we're going to be in good shape. So Keontae George, you would say he's a very obscure player, right? You wouldn't think about Keontae George on any level, right? Keontae George last season was murdering us on the straight line drives, right? Because what would happen is that these guys just had a crazy offensive whistle, and they had this crazy offensive advantage that they would just murder the straight line drives. I made a point tonight just to watch Keontae George. By the way, he was a negative 37 tonight,
I
and
don't
they
remember
just
when
didn't
Keontae
have
George was
those.
killing us in that one Utah game
Bro,
last year.
do you know why?
Yeah,
Because
you
he
said it.
had,
He was killing us on the
bro,
drive.
he was murdering us, bro, like absolutely murdering us. Like you kind of couldn't guard him, right? So tonight he was a negative 37, and he had 5 turnovers. Keontae George didn't recognize this team because it ain't the same team that he saw back in, I think we paid him in February last year, right? So those are the dynamics that we're looking at right now. Keontae George, uh, really obscure, but that last game, bro, he made us sweat. And one of the biggest things that I look at is how they're fucking calling it this year, bro. Because the way that they call it is so important. It's really, really important because, you know, the way that they call it, it evens it out for us, especially since we're leaning defense this year. And what I've been noticing is how they're flying around on defense, and how quick they're turning, those misses and those turnovers into transition, right? So I saw a couple of transition buckets tonight, and they're just forcing stops, man, and they're getting back, and the transition defense is amazing, right? So, based on how teams are built now, uh, this is the type of team that we should have. This is absolutely the type of team that we should have. Buddy
I
Hield,
agree with everything you just said.
The ironic thing about what you mentioned too is it didn't even matter tonight, but we were minus 20
yeah.
free throw differential.
Say what now?
We were minus 20 free throw differential, especially
I didn't even see that because
yeah,
the box score in ESPN is fucked up. So
yeah,
hold on.
minus 20, 26 to
It
6, and
honestly,
especially because of
it didn't even
those first
feel
quarter
like
free
that
throws.
though. It didn't even
So we,
feel like that.
It didn't because we pushed the pace for 48 minutes. It didn't matter.
wow.
But usually if you're minus 20 from the line, it's going to hurt you.
You know what's funny too? All the ref shenanigans and bullshit is not going to matter so much anymore. The Warriors have so much fucking margin for error that they're going to overcome that shit too. The ref bullshit not going to matter so much. There was one play where the ball was blatantly out of bounds in the first half on the Jazz, and
Yeah.
the refs were confused, like, I don't see it. Oh, okay, let's just give it to the Jazz. Like, shit like that would have been so annoying last season, and this season it just doesn't matter, man.
And Urkel, you bring up Keontae George, straight line drives. The primary defender on Keontae George tonight was Steph Curry. And I got to say, man, it's early in the season. This looks like a different Steph defensively. He's
No,
it
it's
not only like from a scheme standpoint that he's got dudes around him, but just from a mentality standpoint, he looks on a different level. He's dialed in defensively.
Steph can be coached
You're
up
seeing like a
defensively too, man.
slap the floor Steph. Like it's Steph about to be 37.
He's trying to balance. He's also trying to like balance like the energy he's spending like on both ends. Like,
He's
of
the leader,
course,
bro.
because
He's the leader. All the other guards are watching what he does. So if he's not,
more so than ever
at
this
least
season.
fucking, full sprint up and down, and he's look, Steph it was a lot of it. Some of it was an effect of bad rotations and things like that last year, but Steph got beat a lot on the ball last year. He got beat on hesitations. He got beat on like curls off of screens that were like he got beat on pump fakes. He got beat a lot, and you can see this year like he's taking it personal, and we need that.
Everybody got beat last year. The defense was disorganized.
Everybody.
Kenny Atkins was responsible for it. Of course, Steph Curry's a great defender, but you put him at the 2. He's guarding the premier 2s of the league to close games, and you expect him to play great defense. Like, it makes no sense. Their whole defense was broken. The chains were just broken upon broken combinations.
And
So
Jim,
it's so funny to me, man. Like, people
you
say he's a
mentioned
bad defender.
chains.
You're dumb,
You
man.
you mentioned chains. Stackhouse's defensive philosophy is all about chains and strings. Pause. But man see ball, pre-switching, and funneling. Only like you think about the way they funnel this year. You notice it. The way they funnel down, they even do it. I saw it today, and I saw it in game 1. They're even doing it with 4 guards and Looney. Their funneling isn't necessarily help defense from like the baseline after a dude gets beat. They're funneling, they're hedging a lot more, and when a dude gets beat, they usually have the wing hold on and wait for the rotation from the post, and then if there's like a backdoor cut, then they send the help. So they always have one extra defender on the baseline. If you look last year, we were sending dudes from the baseline left and right. We're sending them like fucking mosquitoes. So just schematically, it's so much different this year, man. These guys
It's
are locked in.
yeah, man. It's gang defense. Like there's
Gang
these
defense.
players are seeing bodies everywhere, length everywhere, recovery everywhere. No motherfuckers are getting a bunch of free shots from the 3-point line anymore. Every part of the floor is being covered, and there's a level of intensity there. You look at the bench players that are the 7 bench players. Every single one of them is a connector. Shit is insane, man.
Everybody still there? That's crazy.
What happened?
I was
Keep the
like, wait,
vibes
did it
going,
No,
man.
freeze?
I
That's
think
crazy.
Spaces was glitching
I
and
think
froze
Irk
on
was
everybody.
talking
Yeah,
again.
I
fuck.
tried to unmute and it was sticking.
Irk's audio might be cooked.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Yeah, the Spaces is glitching up, man.
do we believe they can be the best defensive team in the league this year?
They
Jim,
can be up there.
I've been waving that flag all summer. People weren't hearing me. I guess they had to see it. I guess now after they seen. But people are gonna be on the fence until we play Boston. So
Yeah,
that's
first 20
another
games, man.
6 games away.
First 20 games.
That's another 6. You know what I mean? Like, let them play Boston, let them go through that stretch, and after 20 games, people will see. Right now, we're 2-0.
They will see, and we're gonna have some fucking fun this year, man. We're gonna finally we
No,
can talk some
100%.
shit. Fucking all these fucking players around the league, man. Oh, this player, that player, they're better than Steph Curry. Let's fucking go, man. It's time to talk some shit this year.
I mean, on Sunday, if we blow the
That we
Clippers by
will do.
20, 25 plus, I think the tune will change.
That we will do. I actually want to watch this game from a fine eye and see how the rotations were and everything like that, and see what's what, because this shit is getting crazy.
And this is,
What's our next game?
yeah,
Sunday.
Is it the Clippers?
Sunday. Home opener.
That's
Yeah.
who do we
Clippers.
play?
Yeah, Clippers.
Clippers. Okay, so Harden comes through.
Run him out the fucking gym, man.
Pedrin, if you're gonna put Jim's
Yeah,
tweet up on the
that's the plan.
jumbotron, you should probably ask him about it. No, a little weird to just put
What?
it up on the jumbotron and not ask him about it.
What?
What do you mean? What?
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't understand
Kuminga
what
is
you're
still,
saying.
What do you?
we
It's
still
very
have one
simple.
player less
What?
this
What
season.
should I ask?
Whatever
There's no.
you'd
I don't
like.
have any. I don't have any question to ask.
That's just passive aggressive as fuck. Like if you're gonna put his tweet up on the jumbotron, ask him about it.
But ask him about what?
Okay, buddy. All right, you got it.
No, I'm asking you a question. What should I ask?
You can
What?
take that angle however you'd like. How am I gonna, you want me to speak for you? You're a grown man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I don't feel like
I
I
mean,
have
why
any
are you
questions
posting
to
it on the
ask,
jumbotron if you don't have anything to say? That's what he's saying, buddy.
but why is that a problem that I put that tweet on there?
It's
I
not a
agree with that
problem.
tweet.
It's not an issue. But if you're gonna put it, you put a specific tweet up on the jumbotron. You would think that maybe you would ask the dude about it because
This
clearly
is
you feel a different
crazy.
way.
This is crazy. Do you see the other tweets that I'm putting as well? I'm
Okay,
agreeing with
buddy.
the.
Yeah,
I'm
let's just
putting the
act like
tweets
they're
that
all
I'm
this. Okay,
agreeing.
all right.
That's fine, guys.
You got it.
It's
It's
cool. It's
okay. You
cool.
can just be passive aggressive. It's all good.
What are you
It's
talking
fine,
about?
man. Yo, we're AK. It's cool. Like we're
AK,
having a good time
like,
right now.
yeah,
Like
like
I'm
I'm
chilling.
putting I'm putting the tweets that I am agreeing with,
All right.
and I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't even
JK
want to talk
has
about that because yo, things are going so.
I just feel like JK hasn't been playing well, and I'm so
Yeah, but
far
it's like we don't even.
as a
It's not even a. It's
Yeah.
not really even a concern right now. Like a real concern. Obviously, when you want to think about long term and you want to talk about playoff stuff, then yes. But we really don't. I mean, the season just started.
yo
Steve said that he's going to keep the starting lineup. Yeah,
Jim, what I don't like is this notion that just because you are a supporter of said player or the younger players like have been since the 2021 rookie season, that means that you cannot agree when said player is being criticized. I have eyes and I try to at least think objectively. You get what I'm saying? And although like I wouldn't say that like he has been like that bad so far, I'm disappointed of the fact that he put so much pressure on himself with the contract situation now declining it, knowing the way this team plays and like it doesn't truly fits with the way he wants to play to earn the money that he wants to earn. And now all that shit is in his head and he's not playing he's not contributing the way that I expected it. And to me it's disappointing him and he just gets to a point where like it's on him now. You get what I'm saying? I can back you up, but now that you have declined, you have to show it up. There's no time for him to be baby him. So when I put that tweet on the Jumbotron, I was completely agreeing with that because for one night, and I'm not panicking because at the end of the day, I think he's gonna bounce back. And JK is a rhythm player, and I feel like he is in his head and he doesn't have that much rhythm. But
yeah. He started.
this year, this year there's no baby in him anymore. Now
Yeah,
you
I
have to
mean,
back it up because you are
well,
on the starting lineup. You playing on the position that you've been begging, the three, and you have the minutes. So there's no baby in him this time.
he started off. I think he started off pretty slowly last season as well. Maybe he's just tends to be a slow starter. I'm still, hoping that he comes. Obviously we've seen plenty of times that he's capable of much more than whatever he's shown the first two games. But it is only two games, so um, like once he starts playing better, I mean, think about how much better the Warriors will be then as well. Um, as far as in the starting lineup and long term, like I
Yeah.
do have some concerns, but we're just figuring out what this team is right now. And I think the most important thing is to focus on how they look as a collective group. They just won a game by 41 points, so there's really nothing to complain about.
So
From an overall
Jim,
standpoint.
what would be your measuring stick? Like 10 games, like to see if this works and maybe like we should change to the lineup, maybe do it like on the Celtics game, so like 7 games, or we should keep things as they are as long as they're working because we're still molly-whopping teams.
Yeah,
So
I
what should
mean,
be the
honestly,
measuring stick?
for me, I don't need more than 5 games to determine if this is viable or not. So let's give it a few more games and see how it goes.
And Dre, I just put that
Okay, I agree
soundbite
with
from
that.
Dre up on the from Dre on the jumbotron. Dre's talking about JK in that lineup, and I think he's right. Right, I think he said we want that lineup, the starting lineup, to do well so bad that everyone is coming out pressing. Once we settle down, that lineup takes over, and I think he's dead on. I think they'll be
I
fine.
agree,
Yeah.
I agree
Even in the
with that,
third.
and that's what I'm saying. Because do you see how well they play in the third quarter, but how bad they play on the first quarter? I just feel like they start the first quarter like really, really tense, and I feel like they need to warm up to the game. quicker than that and get a step going immediately.
Dude, when Buddy gets in the game, though, oh my God, bro. I'm just
When they
saying.
run that lineup, especially when they start the game, JK is the primary initiator. Steph is off of the ball, like at least from what the sets that we've seen, the first quarters, about 80% of the
Yeah,
time. So
yeah,
he's getting downhill and he's not reading help defense a little bit and he's a little late. He'll figure things out. He's putting the ball on the floor, he's losing it. He's late on the
yeah.
passes. He's getting downhill, he's not finishing, right? But I think he'll be okay. But that's the reason why he looks a little bit worse is because he's initiating the offense in that lineup.
And that's the reason why, like, it's surprising even to us, because like this is one of the things that he cleaned up last year and for the past few months. So to see him doing the stuff that he was doing in year two is rather disappointing. But like I know that I hope it's just obviously a phase, and that he slowly get like the contract stuff out of his head and just focus on this season, to just focus on the side to play basketball. I would love him to put more effort, but I can see, I truly believe he's a rhythm player. Like, not only he starts slow and needs like kind of like time to acclimate to the game. I also feel that he's just feeling the pressure of his own decisions, but
He's rushing it,
hopefully,
like as Dre said, he's
yeah,
rushing it, right? And he's pressing and he's rushing it. And I think from a basketball standpoint, the biggest reason why he's rushing it, this is really the first time, because remember, this lineup didn't play 1 minute together last year, not one. He's rushing it when he gets downhill because he has two guys in the paint. More often than not. Sometimes Dre's flaring out, but this is the first time he's really getting downhill, and sometimes there's two guys in the paint. So he's trying to make a read a little bit earlier, and sometimes the help defense comes earlier. Extra dribble and he gets stripped. It's a little bit different, right? It's a different look. The spacing is totally different.
Listen, let me tell you
That's a big
something,
thing. He'll
AK.
figure it out.
This is where I'm at, right? This is where I'm at. And there's still there we have a long season and all of that. But you see, when you
with
make that
JK.
decision, yeah, you see, I'm not going to talk about what's fair from what's not fair or anything like that, but I'm going to give you the optics of it. When you turn down contract offers and you go that route, and you're saying essentially, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to garner more offers. What that tells me is that you are confident in your ability, and I need you to start playing like you're confident in your abilities. That's all. Um, I don't need to see I don't need to see the nervy stuff or anything like that, right? So what I need to see from JK is that I just need to see assertiveness in not just scoring the ball
Exactly.
or anything like that, but I just need to see assertiveness in everything that he does,
Yeah,
right?
yes, he needs to.
So
He's like the only
yeah,
one that's like, I said there's 7 guys off their bench right now. They are all connective players, and honestly, so is everybody in the starting lineup. And Kuminga is the guy that makes these plays that disconnects them. It's like, okay, just as an example, like, you got to be able to see the floor, and You're attacking into the lane, and then Wiggins is wide open, and then you decide to go and attack with a hand in your face instead of passing off to the guy that's wide open. That's where you disconnect things. So,
That's the
and
play that
defensively as
pissed
well,
me
it's
off.
like, if you see a loose ball, like,
That's the
you have
play
to
that
get
pissed
to
me
that.
off.
You have to have a level of intensity at the level of athleticism that you have, the caliber of athlete that you are. You have to show that on the floor in the hustles. You see Moody diving to the floor, pods crashing all over the place, taking charges left and right. You have to be able to sacrifice your body and be this type of, like, what I'm saying, gritty player
Yeah, it's
to
fair.
be
I do
considered a
think
connective
he was
player.
defensively good tonight, though. I'll give him that. Offensively, he was all over the place, but I think defensively he was actually quite good.
He has no
Yeah,
court
that's the
Yeah,
awareness.
biggest thing.
I
He
Yeah,
just
agree.
has
He
to
has
he just has
zero court
to make
awareness.
more
And
connective
we don't
plays.
mention that.
As
Too,
long as he makes the
defensively, he
connective
was very
plays,
good.
his opportunities to score and all this other stuff will come. But he has to make sure that he stays connected with that group that he's playing with. That's the
I
biggest
think
key for
after
me.
the first quarter, he got a lot better with that too, though. In the first quarter, he was definitely making bad plays, missing like that one in transition where he missed Wiggins for the wide open three, and then he went into a contested, I think a layup or a floater or something like that.
That's
I
the
think
one.
you
That's the
mentioned
one
it.
that pissed me off.
Yeah, but I think after that he calmed down and his defense was solid throughout the whole thing. He had like that block, and then he had that stop on Markkinen. So I'm not
Yeah,
I'm happy about the defense because
he
usually that's what
played
it is.
well
But I agree with you,
defensively.
Jim. Got to be more connected with that lineup because I think really what's gonna open everything up in that starting lineup. What's gonna break the whole thing open is if they can get Steph's off ball game, but you're not going to get his off ball game going unless everybody can be connecting and moving the ball, making the right play, and that starts with him because like you said, he's probably the least connective of the bunch. But I'm not worried about JK, man. I think he's gonna figure it out.
Good
Er,
evening.
hey, Abney, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
I I had something that I wanted to say to everybody, if you don't mind. A good
Look
60
up.
seconds. So, the past two games, our starters have gotten off to a slow start. And make no mistake, I love all of them and understand that we have to work out our early season kinks. But two players come in and the energy shifts almost immediately. And our however many point deficit, it turns into a lead. So this summer, I heard so many disrespectful things about GP2. And I just want us to really think about how we talk about our players and those we have nurtured and grown, or who have been nurtured and grown by this organization. I feel like like you have an adopted child that you might have, we have adopted homegrown talent. So because GP, a man who was willing to take a video coordinator job to stay with this team, he really started thriving in his career when he got here. And I understand trade talks and frustrations with his availability. I get it. All of that. But I don't want us to take players like him, Wiggins, and so many of our other adopted homegrown talent for granted.
Looney.
So well, Looney was drafted here. He's homegrown.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm talking about like Wiggins. He came here and he revitalized his career. GP2. I mean, I consider
That's
him
Steph's
homegrown
bestie.
because he was jumping between the G League and the NBA for most of his career. He got here and he gets a what $26 million contract or something like that. So it was getting disrespectful, and so I just wanted to say that Lindell, he pointed it out in a tweet to me that the starters are struggling, and all of a sudden, a certain someone gets in the lineup, and then things shift. So I'm still accepting apologies. Some people have been apologizing. I'm still accepting them if y'all want to continue,
I,
but
I'm so sorry, GP2. I'm so sorry for making those jokes. That shit crazy.
Yeah, low key me too. I low key been
hey,
GP2 was
hey,
always my favorite player. That shit crazy.
I got to give Abney credit, right? Because when the GP2 jokes are flying in here or on the TL, she she's a good sport about it. You know what I'm saying? And she listens, and I know she's listening. You know what I'm saying? And she's a good sport about it. So, apologize. That's all.
I mean, and
Yeah.
it's okay if you. I understand trade talks. Like a lot of things make
Yeah.
sense to me when he's not
Yeah.
available. I can't argue with you all about that. But then when it gets to,
Mhm.
well, he was hurt the whole playoffs and he didn't really contribute to the
Yeah.
championship and he's ass and all. No, 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 no. We're not
Nah.
gonna go that far. That's not
Nah. He was a
fair.
factor.
Hey, Eric.
In yeah. Go
Hey, good
ahead.
evening, everybody. Hey, Abney, quick question for you. Did you play any sports or anything?
Not I had like one or two summers where I was in basketball camp. Actually, I don't remember nothing, so don't ask me about anything about that. Um, I was really good at track, but I didn't pursue it, and it's really sad because y'all, I without any training, I would not train at all. I ran 100 meter. What is it? 100 meters? See, I don't even
Yeah.
remember. A hundred
yeah,
meter.
Yeah.
I
100
did
for
it in
him.
like 12 or 13 seconds at one point, and I wasn't even trying. So I have athletic abilities that I never got into, but I danced and everything like that. So yeah.
Okay, so you've been in competition before, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. With track? Oh hell yeah. Mhm.
Okay, because I'm trying to understand your mindset because you love GP2 probably the most on this team, but you're able to understand when we're critical of GP2, we're not hating on him personally.
Well, no,
Like,
no, no. You're not. But there's certain people y'all like to bring up, his little addiction and who he follow.
Addiction.
I mean, that
But
is
that's
true.
just jokes, though. That's
I mean, that's
just jokes.
jokes. I mean,
I
That's
mean,
just
and
jokes.
that's fine. I think it's when it comes down to his ability. I don't think there have been very few games where he actually played where he's just flat out terrible. It's
yeah,
always come down to his injuries, and that's it.
GP2 is one of my guys as well. Once I saw what he could do in the 21-22 season, I was like, yo, they got a championship piece right here. So that's why like I was devastated when they lost him. I was excited when they got him back, even though people hated that move and all these things. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just glad that we were able to fight for some of these defensive guys that struggled last season. Like I just couldn't put a whole lot of blame on these guys for struggling. GP2 struggle, Looney struggle. Like they were put into horrible situations and lineups where nobody could really thrive. So, but
It, it
at the
was a
same
bad move.
time, I knew that Wiggins is invaluable to this team. Without his POA in the playoffs, who are you gonna stop? People talking about, oh, let's trade away Wiggins for Zach LaVine. Who Zach LaVine's gonna go guard Luka Doncic? Are you kidding me? Like, think a little more carefully about like what the construction of a championship caliber team requires, right? Andrew Wiggins for Bobby Portis, really?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like
that was wild.
GP2, Looney, these are key guys. These are key guys that are connectors come playoffs, and
Yeah,
they're going to be
and
really
y'all,
important players. So I'm really glad they're
and
still here.
Yeah,
GP2 is Steph's best friend. And y'all always want to clown me for saying that, but
Steffi.
he's his best friend. Okay,
Steffi.
that's his bestie, and I think Buddy Hield is about to be a bestie too. So
yeah.
hey,
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 Eric,
Buddy
bring
hey,
Eric
Bestie.
around.
hey, Lee, Lee,
Yeah,
Lee,
yeah.
Lee.
Go ahead.
Brandon Pajemski, 7 of 14, 5 rebounds,
Be here.
15 points. Hear me out. The man outscored Laurie Markkinen tonight.
Oh, really?
Did you see what he put
Let's
on
talk
him in
about
the
it.
paint?
Let's talk
Bruh.
about it.
Listen, let me tell you
Let's talk
something.
about it.
I know y'all are going to kill pods, but he was a rookie last year and he was up there in plus minus. Sometimes, bro, the tryhards tend to be the plus minus monsters. You know what I'm
Did he
saying?
have the
When
best plus minus the other day? He didn't score a single point.
you know he had the best plus minus tonight, him and Buddy.
I believe it.
He's a
Steph.
plus
So
minus.
it was it
He's a
was
plus
him,
minus demon.
it was Buddy, and then it was Steph. So, you know, bro, sometimes we just gotta like, bro, I get it. He's not going to do the dribble tween shit, right? But sometimes in basketball, bro, it's just about the dude who plays the hardest. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the perimeter defender that we want him to be. Like he's not Steve Nash or anything like that. But you see, when you got a tryhard out there, and you got to try hard on your team, sometimes it raises the level of the other guys that are around. You know what I'm saying? And you just need guys like that to just set that tempo, set that mode. And I can't say that enough about him, bro. I was watching him last year, and I get it. I get it. He started for Clay, and it made a lot of people unhappy and all of this stuff, right? But that was happening because he was playing well, and he was trying. And sometimes, again, you just need to try hard. You know what I'm saying? He's not the most talented kid. He doesn't have a crazy first step. He doesn't have the handles like Kyrie or none of that, right? But like how what's the guy in Indiana? TJ McConnell, right? You ever watched TJ McConnell play yet? And he's just pesky and he's just in there, and he's just annoying to play against. Like sometimes you just gotta appreciate guys like that, and he is a connector. I get it. He ball pounds sometimes, but his energy and the intangibles that he brings, you know, it it matters. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Chicago, during the Derrick Rose era and Thibodeau, they had a lot of guys like that, and they won a lot of games with these type of intangible guys, right? Remember that Chicago team was very, very, very successful during that time, and they had some terrible injuries during that time. This team reminds me of that Chicago team, right? Where You just look at the bench, you had like a bunch